And I'm Michael. Wrote and produced this with James, although James did more work on it.
So what's the secret of capturing the Adam Westian style of documentary?
Gosh. It's funny. So I wrote this with James, and James, he literally grew up on this stuff. So he is very, very specific about how everybody speaks in this movie. Like every single piece of dialogue I write, he would sort of tweak it because, like his childhood brain knew exactly what these characters were supposed to say and how they're supposed to say them. And it's interesting because everybody's fun in this movie. Everyone speaks all these characters is like, but the villains in particular, I sort of grew up with a modern sensibility, and so going back to that sort of over the top is a little bit tougher to write. But whenever I didn't push the dialogue enough, or make it crazy enough, or flowery enough, or funny enough, or enough alliteration, James would always come in there and make every line like twice as ridiculous as I had. And so, it's these characters are very specific, and you have to sort of go back like 40, 50 years to capture it right.
When you're trying to capture the speed of the 60s, is there a concern you might tip over into parody because of how specific it is?
Well, yeah, I was just telling the other table that this, the 66 series was like Airplane before Airplane. It's a really, really funny modern comedy where you're not really aggressively trying to get laughs. You have to trust the audience knows that everybody is trying to be funny. And I think a lot of comic book fans they watch the show or they've seen a little bit of the show and they don't understand the show as a comedy. They don't understand these are jokes because nobody's smiling, nobody is, they're just saying every line that M. West delivers in the show is just straight. This is very serious. And if you watch it as a kid, you take everything he says as face value. So I think that's one of the biggest challenges is not being so desperate for the laughs. It's I want to make this funny, but I can't go too far, make it too absurd. Because I work on another show, Teen Titans Go, which is aggressively funny. It's there's no question that we're trying to get laughs. Here it's okay, it just has to be. It's a lot of it's juxtaposition. You have characters saying ridiculous stuff, but saying it serious. So it's definitely a different type of comedy. It's challenging too.
Compare the Batmans that you've worked with, Michael, in terms of Diedrich Bader and Adam West, and how they approached your material.
Yeah, they're very. Diedrich took the Batman character very seriously. It's Brave and the Bold was a fun show, but Diedrich always looked at that character as super serious. He would get very emotional whenever he was playing Batman. We usually played him as a straight man in the show. Everybody else was kind of wacky or crazy or over the top, but Diedrich always sort of, he made the stakes real because he took it seriously. I think Adam West is similar, but I think he's going a little bit more for the comedy flair than Diedrich was. It's his performance works on both levels, but I think it's definitely a comic performance at the end of the day, which I think is sort of a subtle difference between their two takes.
Will this version follow the old classic episode format of 2 parts with a cliffhanger?
No, so this is more. So the show is not. This movie is not a recreation of the '66 series. It's more inspired by the same things that inspired that series. So we're taking stuff from the '50s and '60s comic books. Because really that's what that series was. It's taking those comics and putting them up on the screen. And so we're drawing from the same inspiration, and the tone and the spirit of that, and trying to create something that's similar. So things will be different than the series, and so a lot of things that we love about the series is not in this.
So the villains might be different in terms of the way that it's written and acted than the Frank Gorshin Riddler or the Romero Joker?
Yeah, they're definitely not, we're not trying to duplicate those performances or voices or anything. These are, it's more inspired by the spirit of that era.
So no Dutch angles?
Oh, we might have a couple.
So to go back to your balancing of the humor, things like that, how does that work when you're trying to get different audiences? You got the fans of the original, and then you have younger fans who are going to see this and want to watch it. It's like, how are you balancing that humor and getting references that both can get and understand?
Well, I think that was always the interesting thing about the original show is it worked on two levels. You know, when I was a kid, you did not understand any of the humor. Like, this was serious. It's like, oh, Batman's got to stop this. It was even a little scary for some kids. And you watch it, it's like, how can anybody be scared? But, you know, I hear people who, you know, like the Clam episode where their foot is